I'm sure you've heard that old cliche, hey, I don't get mad, I just get even. Maybe you've done more than heard it. Maybe you've tried it. And if you have, hey, we need to talk. Our text today is Romans 12, 19 through 20, where Paul says of God, "It is mine to avenge. I will repay, says the Lord. So if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. And in doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head." Welcome to Daily Strength. I'll never forget an older woman who came to my office and heatedly dumped on me a long list of objections about her husband. I asked how long she had been married. She said it was more than 40 years. And I have never in my life, nor would I ever, counsel anyone to break up a home. But as she went on and on about how miserable he was, I finally said, "Why have you lived with him so long if he's so bad? Did you ever think about just checking out? I'm not advising it, but I'd like to know what you think." She said, "Oh, no, I'd never walk out of this marriage." No, I thought it was an honorable attitude until she continued. And it was evident that she hated him so much that walking out of the marriage would have meant that she couldn't torment him anymore. For her, that was a reason for staying. Why should she want to give up the opportunity to shred her enemy at every turn? Got any people like that in your life? People you'd like to take every opportunity to even the score with? Well, take my advice. Forget it. You'll only lose sleep and waste precious energy if you are living to get even with someone. As someone well said, bitterness is the poison you prepare for someone else and end up drinking it yourself. And so thankfully, God has a better way. He'll deal with them if you get out of the way and pour out love to them instead of venom. Joseph in the Old Testament understood this dynamic when he, as the ruler in Egypt, could have made toast out of his hateful brothers. But instead he said to them in Genesis 50:19, "Am I in the place of God?" Joseph was free of the do evil for evil syndrome and admitted that he had no business getting back at his brothers because God is the one who carries out justice. With Joseph, you can experience emotional liberation from your enemies when you pray, "God, they're in your hands. I give them to you to deal justly with them." When that is our prayer, we're set free to follow the liberating way of Romans 12, 19 through 21, where Paul writes, "Do not take revenge, my friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, I will repay, says the Lord.' On the contrary," the text goes on to say, "if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." So, let's get out of the way. God has not equipped us to personally carry out justice and vengeance to our enemies. That's why it always gets messed up when we try. He is the only one that has the right and the power and the wisdom to do it well.